Screen. All right. This is class number 11. Thanks for being here. Feel free to ask any questions you have about this class, if you're in it or taking it in the future, recorded. Let's begin. Okay, so let's begin this class with an inversion. You can do handstand if you want to. You can do forearm stand if you want to. You can do a headstand if you want to. You could do a standing forward bend. Standing forward bend is placing the head below the hips. So that's any standing forward bend would be an inversion. One reason I like starting class with inversions sometimes, every now and then, is that you know you're going to get them done, which is nice. Secondly, you're both doing headstand. That's a sun posture. That's a warming posture. It gets the body warmed up. Thirdly, there's really no flexibility involved in it. It's a straight line. It's an upside down Tadasana. So holding that straight line is certainly an effort. But flexibility, it's not like we need to be warmed up to do it. You guys look great. Got a couple of yoga teachers here doing a headstand. Let's give it one more minute if you'd like to. Please rest, though, anytime you need to. Please come down if you need to. Or feel free to come down into a reverse Navasana by setting your hips a little farther back towards behind your head and with straight legs, drawing the toes towards the floor. Something you can play with, Dina, if you want to. You could even do them as kind of sit-ups. So exhaling to a contraction and inhaling back up again, if you wanted to. Yeah, like so. So that's something, Dina, you could play with if you wanted to, where you could go through the process of moving the toes, to within like 1/8 of an inch of the floor, and then bring them back up again. Not necessarily now, but there are lots of ways of doing these postures that become more like exercise, for better or worse. So good, come on down whenever you're ready to, and we'll stand in a forward bend. So go to the front of your mat. I'd recommend bringing the balls of the feet together for this forward bend. So come forward, Kristen. We're gonna go right into a type A sun salute. So you want the space, yeah, there you go. You want the space behind you. Yeah, exactly. Let's go for a classical Uttanasana. Uttanasana is balls of feet together. I would say center lines of feet parallel to each other. I would say potentially fingers in line with toes in one straight line. That would be 20 digits. No, it wouldn't. Yes, it would. It would be 20 digits for most people in a straight line across the front of the mat. Okay, from there, inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhaling to an upward facing dog. Good, you guys. Exhale back to a downward facing dog and hold. And breathe very deeply there. Spread the toes out nice and wide. Supercharge the quadriceps. Draw your thigh bones back as far as they'll go. Keep your sit bones lifting up and back. And the heels reaching down and back. Nice, you guys. At the bottom of an exhalation, hop your feet forward or step. Stepping is fine. Either way is good. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, forward bending. Inhale, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Deep inhale. Exhale, swan dive to the floor. Let's do one more. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhaling to an upward dog. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. Cute dog. Hold and breathe. We got 3 dogs in the picture now. Yeah, you can draw the gaze right in towards the navel if you want to. Let's do 3 type A's. Let's call this the middle one. We'll do one more after this. Yeah, bring Uddiyana Bandha strongly into play. Keep on drawing the navel up and in. Not releasing the back of the neck. Jalandhara Bandha makes the breath a little deeper. At the bottom of an exhalation, hop your feet forward or step. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, forward bending. Release the back of the neck in that forward bend. Inhale, reach all the way up. And we'll come back to standing. And we'll do one more. I'm waiting for you guys to unfreeze. I'm sorry. There was a little freeze there. This happens. No big deal. I just figure I'm inaudible if you're frozen. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, inhale the arms up overhead. One more type A. Exhale, swan dive to the floor. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Last one, inhale into an upward facing dog. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. Hold. And breathe even more deeply here. This is an inversion too. Sit bones keep on lifting as high as they will go. Keep on drawing the rib cage farther and farther back. Press down firmly through the inner palms. Keep elongating from the inner palms up through your sit bones and down and back through the heels. Okay, at the bottom of any exhalation, hop your feet forward or step. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, forward bending. Inhale, reach all the way up. Knees can bend if they need to. And we'll come to standing. In Tadasana. We're going to move on to type C sun salutes. These are going to be done rapid fire. So this is really getting warmed up. Let's inhale to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive to the floor. Nice. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Good. Inhaling to an upward dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. When your body's ready, then step the right foot forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Back heel comes down. Exhale, open to warrior 2. You can go any speed, move any speed. Inhale to reverse. And exhale to chaturanga. These are fancy type C's, I'd call them. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Continue. When your body's ready, then step the left foot forward. Inhaling, warrior 1. Beautiful, you guys. Exhaling, opening to warrior 2. Inhale to reverse warrior, front knee bending, back leg straightening. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. So this is our pattern now. Step the right foot forward, then inhale to warrior 1. Inhaling up. Exhaling, opening to warrior 2. Inhale to reverse. You move any speed you'd like, please. Exhale, chaturanga. Good alignment, Kristen. Deep breathing. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling down dog. Right in the middle, step the left foot forward. When the body's ready, then inhale warrior 1. Inhaling up. Exhaling, opening to warrior 2. Watch that front knee, Kristen. Inhale, reversing back. There you go. Exhale, chaturanga. That was a good correction. Inhaling up dog anytime. Exhaling down dog anytime. And continue right foot, left foot. One more time. One more cycle of right and left, please. Keep on matching the motion to your breath. You can move any speed that you would like to. Just getting things warmed up here. That's beautiful. I love seeing people do their own speed, their own tempo. That means that you're free to do your own practice as you see fit. Yeah. So Dina, hold that next down dog if you want to, or take a rest if you want. We'll move on pretty soon. It will not be interminable. In fact, whenever you'd like to, Dina, just step the right foot forward. Inhale to warrior one, anytime at all. Kristen, you take your time. Good, Dina, bring the hands on the hips. With right foot forward, yeah, straighten the front leg. Bring the feet about a leg length apart. For a square hip posture now, hips are really squaring up. Yeah, bring the hands behind the back to a prayer position if you can. Bring the left hip forward, Kristen. You're sideways. There you go. That's square. Yeah, bring the hands to a prayer position behind the back or hold on to the elbows back there. Inhale, lift the heart anytime. Exhale to hinge forward. Keeping the spine clear as you hinge from the hips. Keep the shoulders lifting. Good, Kristen. Keep the gaze more or less straight down so the back of the neck is nice and clear. Keep the toes spreading out nice and wide. And keep breathing deeply and softly here. We're going to do a lot of variations on this posture. You can stay with this as it is, or for now, we'll just keep it simple and go to warrior three if you'd like to. That would be an option. Moving on to the right leg. It's pretty much the same position either way. It's just the orientation of it. Keep breathing. Keep that right leg straightening. Keep the hips square. Wow, nice, Dina. Take your time with it. Come back out of it whenever you'd like to. Through chaturanga. Upward dog and downward dog. Could be anytime. So cool. When the body's ready, step your left foot forward. Then inhale to warrior one. That could be anytime at all. Bring the hands on the hips. Straighten the front leg completely. And find your stance for a Parsvattanasana. Hips square. Back heel down. Good. Take the hands behind the back any way you can. You can hold the elbows back there or hands in prayer. Good. Hinge forward when you're ready. Keep that left leg straightening. Keep the heart lifting right out over that left shin. Spread the left toes out nice and wide. Back of neck clear. It's beautiful. Take your time with it. Breathing deeply and slowly. So you know this simple sequence. You can stay with this for as long as you'd like to, or you can move your body out to warrior three anytime you'd like. It's a matter of feeling, I think. We're counting precisely enough. I'm never so certain that we're feeling precisely enough. As far as bringing our attention to how we feel. So yeah, so you move your body will tell you when to move. You come back out anytime you need to. Through when you're ready. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Could be anytime at all. Okay, let's do it again. When the body's ready, step the right foot forward. Inhale to warrior one. Good. Bring the hands on the hips. Straighten the front leg. Difficult posture now, I think. We're going to rotate. Inhale the left arm up whenever you'd like to. Set your feet how you like. Exhale to hinge forward. Let the left hand fall where it will. Could have any placement. Could be on the shin, could be on a block. Could be outside that right foot even. Yeah, look to the right. Try to roll the right shoulder right up over the left shoulder. And broaden out your wingspan. Breathing deeply. Both legs keep on straightening. It's a hard posture. Twist to the right, Kristen. Twist to the right. I would call this a rotated Parsvottanasana. Stay like this or move your body to a rotated warrior 3 anytime at all. Good, you guys, take your time with it. Good, Kristen. It's a hard one. Take your time doing whatever you're doing, any variations. Come back out of it whenever you'd like to. We'll come back out through Chaturanga. Upward dog and downward dog. So good. When the body's ready, step your left foot forward. Then inhale to warrior 1. Good. Bring the hands on the hips anytime at all. Straighten that front leg. Set your feet as you'd like to. Hips square, ideally. Inhale that right arm up. We'll hinge forward. Let the right hand fall wherever it needs to. Could be resting on that left shin. Could be on a block outside that left foot. Or it could even be on the floor. It's a great example, Dina. So lift your head just slightly, Dina. Away from the floor. Yeah, a little more. Yes. Ooh, look at that. You're getting more free there. Yeah, keep on rolling the left shoulder right up over the right one. That looks nice and continuous now through the neck. I don't know if it feels better. If it doesn't feel better, go back to where it was. These minute adjustments that we make, they're suggestions based on clarifying flow of energy through the body. Come back out of it. Well, I'm sorry. Go to a rotated warrior 3 anytime you're ready. No, I'm not sorry anymore. As you roll that left shoulder upward, keep lifting the right hip. Breathing deeply. Kristen, that's beautiful. You can stay on 2 legs, or you can go to the front leg if you want to. There's no better or worse here. Yeah, come back out of it whenever you need to. Come back out through Chaturanga when you're ready. Upward dog and downward dog. So good. Anytime the body's ready, then step the right foot forward, inhaling to warrior 1. And then let's exhale to a deep warrior 2. And when you take warrior 2, the feet can go a little deeper apart if you want to. Nice, Dina. Tailbone threading towards the right-hand side of the mat. Watch that front foot, Kristen. It's turning in just slightly. So bring exactly. Yep, keep your foot parallel to your mat. You could potentially bring the right hand outside the right foot, right shoulder outside right knee, or it could be elbow to right thigh, or it could be anywhere in between those two. But extend out through the top arm. So it's one long extension of energy. Right knee keeps on bending. Back leg keeps on straightening. So from what I see, Dina, your right heel could be 2 inches farther forward for you in this position, if you want it to be. This is like if I were getting you ready for a photo shoot. I'm not saying you have to do that. I don't really care. I used to be that guy who got people ready for their photo shoots back in New York. I made shitloads of money making people look perfect in yoga postures. How stupid. Nobody is perfect in a yoga posture. Okay, roll your left shoulder way back away from the left ear. Keep on extending from the outer edge of that left foot, way out through the left fingertips. That's beautiful, Tina. The forehead soft. Nice, Kristen. Very nice alignment. You're straight up and down there. Front knee keeps on bending. Or when you're ready, bring both hands on the floor. Leave the feet right where they are. Don't let them move too much. Or don't let them move at all if you can. Straighten the right leg completely. Going into a deep Parsvottanasana. When I say deep, I mean there's more space between the feet now. Technically speaking, that would be at the depth. Same thing with sculpture. Height, width, depth. This is the convention. That's nice. You can take any variation on this one. There are two variations that I see that could happen quite naturally. One would be twisting to the right again. It's very hard posture with the feet as they are. Or it could be a standing split. If that is something that you want to do today, play with. You can play with a standing split. Feel free. It's already moving towards the split. Once you're on one leg like Dina is, you can do anything you need to, anything you'd like to maintain your balance. Or to move your body anytime if you feel stuck. You're on one leg, you move whenever you need to, please. Back out through chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog whenever you need to. I'm not rushing anybody. And then we'll go to our second side. So step the left foot forward so the fingers come, so the toes come out to the, yeah, that's it, Tina. That should do it for you right there. Inhaling warrior one. Good, Kristen. Go to a deep warrior two. Front knee bending. Back leg straightening. Bring the left hand outside the left foot. Take the right arm up and over the right ear. So it's one long extension of energy. It's actually an arc. An arc is a section of a circle, right from the outer edge of that back foot. Extend out through the right fingertips and back again. Keep on rolling the right shoulder right up over the left shoulder. Front knee keeps on bending. Back leg keeps on straightening. See, Dina, on this side, it wound up being a textbook. Utthita Parshvakonasana, extended side angle. The only problem is nobody likes textbooks. Oh, well. Take your time with this, or bring both hands on the floor and straighten the front leg completely. Ah. Yeah, your hands could leave the floor. That would not be a problem. Please take any variation that you'd like to on this deeper Parshvanasana. It's beautiful, Kristen. Very nice. Yeah, place the hands as you need to. Take your time with it. Keep on engaging that left quadricep. Play with this any way you'd like to, as it is, or moving to a standing split. That would be an option. Or rotate it. You can change your mind about it. Beautiful, Kristen. That's very nice. Take your time, you guys. If you're on one leg, as Dina is, you move your body whenever you need to. Your body tells you. So, okay, when the body's ready, let's step the right foot forward. Inhale to warrior one. Good, go to a deep warrior two. I'd recommend about the same spacing. Nice deep warrior two. Place the right hand inside the right foot. So the left arm goes straight up. Front knee really bends here, Kristen. Bend your front knee more deeply. Yeah, there you go. Then you can reach the floor much more easily. That's beautiful. Take more space between the feet if you need to. Dina, go to a bind if you'd like to. Kristen, you go to a bind if you'd like to. Optional. This is a second Parshvakonasana. Parshvakonasana. I always confuse the two. Even after 30 years. It just gets more confusing sometimes. Good. Keep the bind if you'd like and straighten the front leg. Bound triangle. Or lose the bind and go to an unbound triangle. Anytime. Either way, it's two-dimensional. Lift the head just a little bit again, Dina. Yeah, things are looking up. There you go. Very nice. Take your time with it. Go to the front leg if you want to in half moon or bound half moon. In the bound half moon, you'll notice Dina really looking down. That's the focus, the drishti. Drishti is a very, very important way of improving focus. Even so, the posture falls apart. I'm not jinxing you, Dina. You take your time there. Wow, that's balance. That was an eternity, Dina. That was a really long one. Take your time with Trikonasana or a half moon. And then whenever you'd like to, we'll come back out through Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, so we can get to the other side. Cool. When your body's ready, step the left foot forward. Inhale into warrior one. Excuse me. Go to a deep warrior two. Deep enough that you can place your left hand down to the inside of your left foot if you wish to. Or you, at home, you can put a block there if you want to. Any variation. With that left shoulder inside the left knee. Yeah, reach straight up, Dina, for this one. Straight up and roll that right shoulder upward. Yeah. And then when you're ready, let that right arm drop behind the back like a wet towel. And go for a bind, bottom hand taking top hand, if possible. If the bind is not happening, don't worry about it. Not an important thing. Just a variation. Straighten the front leg when you're ready for triangle or a bound triangle. Trikonasana or Baddha Trikonasana. Keep on rolling that right shoulder right up over the left one. Take your time here. Trikonasana or half moon. Could be bound or unbound variations. My cat is sitting on the deck and she's praying. She's praying that I'll open that door for her because she wants to come in through a different door. I'm going to accede to her wishes. I'll be right back. I'm never sure of the magical qualities that different doors have. She doesn't explain these things, but I know she has beliefs. All right. Got to work with anybody's belief who you come in contact with. Go along with it as much as you can. Or help them change them, if that would be helpful. Let's go to a high lunge. Step the right foot forward to a high lunge. And reach up. Yeah, feet want to be hip width apart. The back heel's up here, Kristen. Back heel's up in the air. So the hips are square. Then you want your feet, Kristen, to be hip width apart. As if you were standing on cross-country skis. Yeah, Dina, twist to the right whenever you'd like to. Take any variation on a Parvriti Parshvakonasana. It's a rotated, extended angle posture. Breathe deeply and slowly. Take your time with it. Any variations at all, including binding even. There are some really strange variations on this posture. It could mean the back heel being down, like Dina's doing right now. Dina, you can straighten that front leg. Go to a Baddha Parvriti Parshvakonasana, I would call it. Or stand on the front leg, Dina, looking down, and go to a Baddha Parvriti Virabhadrasana 3. Good catch, Dina. Good catch. Try it again. This one's a little easier, I think, than bound half moon. But it does kind of spring apart violently, and you know when it can just burst. It's a funny posture. I think it's funny that way. Come back out whenever you'd like to. Do a down dog through vinyasa if you wish. And then when the body's ready, step your left foot forward. Good. Sorry, back heel starts off up. But it can swivel down when you need it to, if you want it to. Yeah, twist to your left. Take your time with any variations. It's a rotated, extended angle posture. Could be any variations at all, including binding even. Good example there, Dina. That was a nice one. Baddha Parvriti Parshvattanasana. Or Baddha Parvriti Ardhachandrasana. I'm sorry, not Ardhachandrasana. Baddha Parvriti Virabhadrasana 3. Iyengar called it Ardhachandrasana, strangely enough. Come back out of it whenever you need to. Dina, take your time with that. Even things out. Excellent concentration. Stay with the breath. You got it. Nice one, Dina. Come back out whenever you'd like to, you guys. We'll come back out when the body's ready through Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog anytime. At the bottom of any exhalation, hop your feet forward or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Bring the feet hip width apart if you'd like to. We'll pause here. And stand on the hands if you wish. Pada Hastasana. Please take any variation that you might like to in a standing forward bend. You can stuff your hands under your feet if you want to. There are variations on that. You can flip the hands anytime you'd like to. Good, you guys. You flipped your hands at the same time. It's really cool. You're 3,000 miles apart and you're quantum yogis. Keep breathing deeply. Take your time with it. Or feel free to move anytime you'd like to a straddle instead. A standing straddle forward bend. Prasarita Padottanasana. Yeah, outsides of feet go parallel to each other. This could be any distance apart between the feet. Feel free to change it up if you want to. Try going sideways, Kristen, when you're ready. Sideways on your mat, because we're going to go through a standing straddle, and then we're going to go through a seated straddle eventually. So standing, feel free to twist if you'd like to the right and the left. First right, then left. Dina's showing one variation there. Kristen's got another one. It's good, Kristen. Yep. You can hug that right leg if you want to anytime. You could move it towards what I call a standing compass if you wanted to. Any variations. Play with these twists. I'd be happy to talk you through any variation that you want to do. If anything comes up, Kristen, just unmute and we'll talk about it. That's fine. Variations get weird here. Or twist to your left whenever you'd like to, and even things out. And for people on tape, for people online, it'd be right hand to left ankle, reaching the left arm up, or hugging that left leg as if you were hugging a tree, or dropping the left shoulder inside the left knee. That would be what I'd call a standing compass. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to go wide outwards through Samokhanasana. Samokhanasana is a side split. Ideally, it's a slow process. This posture stimulates the liver meridian the inner thigh. But I think it's important that you keep that stimulation right in the belly of the thigh. That's really that meridian. You don't want to get it into the knee or the hip too strongly. So if you're getting into the knee or the hip, you back off, do less, or move to the floor. Anytime you're ready, just sit. And then once we come to sit, we'll bring our feet upright. Good, Kristen. Spread the toes out nice and wide. Sit tall. Take a big twist to the right. Each inhale, let's get taller. Ah. On the exhale, we can twist more deeply. Good, you guys. It's beautiful. Drop your left shoulder inside the left knee. Move the right hand potentially to the outer edge of your left foot. Up and over that ear. Potentially all the way outside. So we're, left shoulder inside left knee. Kristen. There you go. It's the side. Yeah, we're trying to keep that back hip down. It's hard. It wants to lift. If I were teaching this, if I were standing there, I'd put my foot on your right thigh, up at the head of the femur. And just, sometimes you can be most useful just by being a sandbag as a teacher. So is that variation? That's a beautiful one. Or you can rotate out over that left leg flatly. That'd be right kidney towards left knee. Good, you guys. Keep the quadriceps engaged. Toes flaring out nice and wide. And then whenever you're ready to, we'll sit tall. We'll take a big twist to the left. That's it, Kristen. Sit tall. Anytime you're ready to, you can drop that right shoulder inside the right knee. Move the left hand potentially up over the left ear. Potentially all the way to the outside of that right foot even. Could go there. Doesn't have to. It's not important that it does. It's important that you breathe deeply and slowly. It's important that you learn not to judge the body, but to be kind to it. Because honestly, I think our primary relationship in this world is not your marriage. It's not your dog. It's your relationship to your body. You were given this thing. You want to create a peaceful and harmonious relationship with it. So that would, imagine, let's say you had a husband and you just were constantly criticizing him. Not a very common scenario, I'm sure, but would it go well? Of course not. It's not going to go well. What if he's criticizing you all the time? It wouldn't go well. To have a good relationship, you've got to be accepting of what comes. Hang out like that or rotate over that right leg. But there's, I think, really good news within all of this, because what it really comes down to, if you're having a relationship with your body, you're not your body. That's great. So good to always be reminded of that. You have a body, but you are not your body. At some point, your body's going to be like your car. It'll be left on some used car lot somewhere, and it won't be yours anymore, and you'll drive away in some other thing. When we drive away to the next thing, it probably is going to be without a body at all. It's going to be flying. We don't need to be concerned about that now. Take your time with this one. But this is the good news that yoga is teaching you. We're not the body. Go down through center anytime that you'd like to. And breathe very, very deeply and slowly. Again, no judgment comes up through this posture. It's an interesting posture that way. Ego is always wanting a little more. So often I would backtrack in this position and do less to improve it. You can backtrack by lifting slightly, by creating more Tadasana through the spine. by creating a nice, Kristen. Yeah, keeping a clear flow of energy through the spine, right out through the crown. Keep a clear flow of energy right out through the heels and toes even. And then match the breath to the posture. Keep on slowing down the breath and deepening the breath. This posture could even become a meditation. I've found myself meditating in the posture without even intending to, which is such a beautiful thing to have happen when you slip into meditation without contriving it at all. Always a good thing. Good. Come sit up when you're ready. And let's take the right heel outside the right hip. Hi, baby. And then twist to the right. Right heel outside right hip to a half virasana. Right heel outside the right hip, Kristen. See what Dina's doing? Sit tall, take a big twist to the right. We're going to go a little deeper into it now. Bring the left hand under the right thigh. Left hand goes over that right ankle from below. Tina's showing you how. Exactly. Thank you, Tina. Left shoulder inside left knee. The right hand might go outside the left foot. So her right heel is outside her right hip. That's a half virasana. And then she's spinning that right knee back, Kristen. Yeah, left leg is straight. Left shoulder goes inside the left knee. It's just a second iteration of the twist that we did in Upavista the first time. It could be opposite hands to opposite feet this time. Here comes my cat. I have another cat, but it's actually not my cat. It's her cat. My cat has a cat. I got the cat for her. Here, baby. All right. Good. Stay like that or go to a hurdler stretch whenever you'd like to. Could be any time at all. Baby. Oh. Paying attention to this screen, of course, it causes a need for this cat to have my attention. Yes, baby. I love you more than I love the screen. Yes, I do. Of course I do. Yeah. That's beautiful. You guys take your time with that or any other variation that you'd like. Or the next thing we're going to do is going to be a little weird because we're going to sit up, swing the right knee forward, and go back to an Ardha Supta Virasana, just half reclining pose of the hero, just as far as you can. Could be hanging out in the elbows. Now keep the right heel outside the right hip, Kristen. Right leg stays unchanged, but bring the knees together. Swing the right knee to the left knee. Swing the right knee to the left knee like you're closing a gate. So the knees are together. Left leg is straight, Kristen. Bring the knees together and then lie back. There you go. Lie back as far as you can. You know what? When you get into that kind of place mentally, you might be closer to yoga. You really might be. It's when you think you know exactly what's going on that you might be in trouble. But when a posture confuses you, all right, so make sure you're comfortable here. You can put your left foot flat on the floor if you want to. Press that right hip down. Or you can hug the left knee in towards the heart if you want to. That's beautiful, you guys. Take your time with this. This is unusual for a first backward bend in a sequence. I agree. It is unusual, but you can do it to whatever degree you'd like to. Dina, continue any way you'd like. That's pretty intense right there. The last intensity, well, let's not even do that yet. When you're ready to, sit up and change legs. And you can do a vinyasa in between, or you can just change legs. It'd be right leg straight. Left heel, outside left hip. Sit up tall, Kristen. Sit tall, and then swing that left knee open like you're opening a gate. Left knee, there you go. And then twist to your left. Big twist to your left. There it goes. Okay, so Kristen, feed the right hand under the left thigh and then over the ankle. Palm down, Kristen. Palm facing down. So under the thigh and then over the ankle, potentially. And then the right shoulder drops inside the right knee. Good. This is just a deeper variation of that Upavista that we did earlier. We're twisting. Now we're twisting a little more deeply. As far as I'm concerned, I think this is good sequencing. I don't know, just taking you a little deeper each time, Because in that depth, that's where we really find the flow of energy through the body. What a beginner encounters in the body to begin with, early in the practice, is impediments to the flow of energy through the body. And often the impediments become the identification. But really, you want to identify with freedom. And freedom is coming. Take your time with this, or release the binds anytime, and go out to a Hertler stretch, lifting the heart forward. Yeah, we're spiritual beings in physical bodies. It's really challenging. Really challenging. This life is hard. It's supposed to be. Congratulations. If you're having a hard life, good. You get to the root of it. Even things out here. Or anytime you feel ready for it, we'll go back to that Ardha Supta Virasana. Half recliner. So, Kristen, it would be sliding that left knee forward, hinging it forward. There you go. Yes. And then lie back just as far as you're comfortable. You don't need to go flat on your back. You can be on the elbows. You see football players doing this all the time. They're just being smart. They're protecting their knees. None of them go flat. They're just like hanging out in the elbows like that. Breathe deeply. Breathe softly. When you're finding that, say, constriction in the flow of energy in the front of that left thigh, good. What you can learn to do is to relax that. Let it soften. Let the left knee drop. You can put a sandbag on your left knee if you want to. You can hug the right knee in towards the heart if you want to go deeper into it. So essentially, practice Shavasana between the left hip and the left knee. Buddha said, you want to know the whole body. You want to know the whole mind. I'm sorry. Sorry, Buddha. If you want to know the whole mind, bring your attention through the whole body. So right now, just left hip, left knee. Places in between. Softening. Resistance is futile. So good, even things out here. I love that assist you're giving yourself, Dina. That's really smart. Take your time with it. Go back to a down dog whenever you want to, whenever you feel like you're done and ready, and we'll move on from there. I taught this class yesterday to two people who were approaching 80 years old, and they did everything that you're doing. It's so much fun. Inhale to a plank. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Interlace the fingers behind the back. And fly up. Shalabhasana. When I teach in Bennington, usually I've got 3 people in there who are like very close to 80, doing this entire practice, just what you're doing right now, and being fine with it. I love these people. I want to be like them when I'm 80. Take your time with this, give it a rest whenever you'd like to. Turn the face any direction. Yeah, let it go when you're ready. Go to a second one anytime, Shalabhasana. I'm sorry if I got frozen. It was a little freeze on your screens. Now come up a second time. Keep the hands and feet lifted, arms and legs straightening. You can squeeze the wrists together even if you'd like. Good, give it a rest whenever you'd like to. And let it go. Let's do bows next. Bend your knees anytime. Hold on to your ankles. Fly up, Dhanurasana. Bow. Generally speaking, you want to keep the gaze down along the edge of the nostrils into the floor. Straighten the legs up. So the legs are actually lifting the heart. You could squeeze the knees and feet in if you wanted to, Kristen. Possibly. Get closer together, or rest when you're ready. Rest anytime. And then we'll try it a second time, anytime that you're ready for that. Dhanurasana. That means give your posture. Beautiful, you guys. Feet can flex or point. You can rest whenever you'd like to. Let's go back to a downward facing dog when you're ready. We are going to do a backward bending pigeon. Posture which is nearly extinct. Let's have some fun. Bring the right knee forward for a pigeon. Place the right knee right behind the right wrist, more or less. Place the front foot carefully. Get up tall. Now we're going to bend that back knee when you're ready. Take the left heel outside the left hip with the left hand. Dina, that's smart. Dina has a prop under her right sit bone. Little material. Put a block there. You could be floating with your you could be floating your pelvis in space and balancing on the right shin, on the outer edge of that right shin. Good, Dina. Yeah, set it up any way you'd like to. Backward bending pigeon, it's a demanding posture. This is going deeper into that Virasana type movement. So if you want to get deeper into that movement, you let the left knee slide back as far as it can go. You could even do what Dina's doing with her left hand, spin the left fingers forward. It's possible. Dina, that's variation 1. Go to variation 2 if you want, foot to elbow crease and hands behind the head. That's optional. She's showing you how, and it's actually a really, really good setup on the camera and the angle. The third one would be holding both ankles behind the back and straightening the back leg as well as we can. Oh, hey, Kristen. She's doing number 2. Left knee sliding back, left hip dropping down. Try holding onto the ankle with both hands, Dina, just to show us. Left, there you go, and then straighten the back leg. Straighten the back leg. Straighten the back leg. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep the front of that left hip dropping down. That really starts to get into the front of the shoulder. Frees you up through here. Take your time with this. In fact, stay here if you want to, because the next posture is Hanuman. You can go back to a down dog if you want to transition. We'll slide the right leg right through into a Hanumanasana. Ooh, nice one, Dina. That was so fast, I didn't even see it. That was a quantum shift to Hanuman. Wow, cool. Good, Kristen. Yeah, block. Yeah, use whatever you need to under your front leg, Kristen. So you want this posture to be bearable, not unbearable. Front leg's going to go straight now, Kristen. It's a split, but don't worry about getting to the floor. That's not the important thing. The important thing is to make your biggest leap. Just your biggest leap right now in this moment. That's all. And without harming the body. I took a class once with Dharma Mitra, and he did Om, Om, Om. Then he said, okay, Hanuman. Oh, what a joker. No, but it's actually kind of brilliant. I would never ask you to do that. But he was saying, in effect, okay, here's a really badass posture to start with, and I want you to practice restraint. That was his teaching. He didn't say that. But I know implicitly that was what he was trying to teach. It's a tough way to teach it. Take your time with this, or go to a left-legged pigeon whenever you'd like to. We're going to go through the same process on the other side of left-legged pigeon, right hip opening, variations on it, and then moving into Hanuman. So I'd like you to even things out on the other side, side B. And there are 3 possible variations on the backward bending pigeon. But throughout all these variations, it would be that right knee sliding farther and farther back, which is going to allow energy to move through the front of that right hip. That looks good, Kristen. So bit by bit, you can kind of wrestle that right heel towards the right hip, in as much as that would be something that you want to do. Take your time with it. You can set things up like Dina's doing so that you're getting a good stable position for the pelvis, or you can hold your pelvis level in midair. So once we start bending that back knee, the left sit bone is going to leave the floor for most people. That's fine. Do what you can. The right arm is really active, and the right leg is very passive. It's surrendering. So there's grace and effort within the posture. Grace in the front of that right hip, effort in the right arm. Good, Dina. Yeah, putting a block under your left hand lets you get taller. Getting taller gives you a better vantage point from which to press. Take your time with any variations that you'd like to, so that we even things out. Second one is foot to elbow crease if you want it. Third one is holding that back ankle with both hands. The fourth one is Ekapada Rani Kapotasana. I love saying that. Take your time with it. While I'm breathing deeply and slowly. It's excellent, both of you. Looks wonderful. While I'm breathing it. Yeah, Dina, that back leg can really straighten as much as you want to. That's an unusual mudra that you're making back there. I like it, though. Very cool. Okay, this is getting us ready for Hanuman. Hanuman's going to be left leg forward. Anytime you're ready for it. No rush. We're kind of using a pigeon as our proxy Anjani today. You know, an hour and a half. I know people probably think it's a long class, but every now and then some kind of shorthand has got to happen. That looks good, Kristen. Yeah, get into a tall spine, as tall as you can. Take any variations that you'd like to on Hanuman. While I'm breathing deeply and slowly here. Excellent. Yeah, and if your Hanuman is asking for restraint, good. Show some restraint. Back off. Do less if you need to. There's always more. Always more. So don't let more be the goal of the practice. I think the goal of the practice would be self-acceptance right where you are. And in the midst of your biggest leap. That's beautiful, you guys. Take your time with it. I love watching people practice. It brings me to tears sometimes. Beautiful thing to see. Take your time with it. We'll go into the upper spine next when you feel ready to move on. And this upper spine, it could be a matter of going to a supported fish. It could be a matter of going to a wall and flying the arms up the wall. And I'd call that a flying fish. There are lots of ways of doing this. Could be a half wheel. Of course, we have time for a half wheel later. I'm going to ask you now to do a posture for your body that's really going to move energy through the upper spine, especially right behind the heart. And I'd be happy to coach you through any posture that you want to do. You could even use the wall. There's a half wheel out the wall posture if you want it. Or supported fish would be a very effective way of doing it. Supported fish, you can do off a bench. You can do it off of a bed. I often do a supported fish off the edge of my bed. Put the edge of the bed right below the heart and just kind of drape off backwards. Hang out there and breathe. That's a good way of doing it. Oh, Dina. Dina has a very nice setup there. The essence of what she's doing is Ekapada Rani Kapotasana. Hand to foot, queen pigeon posture. Kristen, that's beautiful. Really breathe it now. Really breathe it and pitch that posture. Kristen, we can't even see you, which is great because the bed's in the way. It's fine. I see your arms, so I can tell what you're doing. It's beautiful. Feel free to pitch the posture to whatever vertebrae wants it most. Get into any place in the upper spine that might feel a little bit stuck. And Dina, you can let your fingers do the walking if you want to. That's an old ad. Wow, that left hip was dropping. Wow. You could try one experiment, Dina. Try dropping your head forward. Squeeze the elbows together behind your head. Bring both elbows together behind your head. I bet you could do it. Walk down a little lower on the strap and then press your head back through the elbows. And you can use, it's just another way of playing with it. Exactly, press them back so your head can press your elbows. It's just a way of using the head we don't ordinarily do. Dina, you can change legs anytime you want to. Take your time with that. Kristen, you can go to wheels or half wheels anytime you want to. So we're moving into a backward bending practice. We have time for it. Could be half wheels or wheels anytime you're ready. I like that setup, Dina. It's very smart. Nice for that back knee too. Yep. Go, Kristen. Turn those left toes in, Kristen, just a little bit. Hey, good job. Press the elbows straight now as well as you can. Just as far as they'll go today. Keep the elbows straightening. Breathing deeply. Beautiful, Kristen. Give it a rest whenever you like. And then Dina, you take your time with that. You're also doing a ninja death without the wall, which is interesting. Good, take your time. Breathing deeply. Kristen, you do as many wheels as you'd like to. If the approach of winter is causing anything like a slight depression, backward bending is probably one of the best remedies that we have for that. I use it. Immersion in nature, sunlight on the face and on the skin, right? Activity outside, and backward bending, breathing deeply. Yeah, Dina's in California. It's probably not as depressing there. We lost our summer, Dina, just about a month ago. My last swim was on September 21st. That's really how I measure summer here, is whether I'm swimming or not. So I know it's still warm out there. Gotta say, I've been really cold in Los Angeles too. It can surprise you out there. You go out in a boat, you're like freezing your ass off on a warm day. Yep. You can turn the right toes in a little bit there, Dina, if you want to. The arms and legs straightening. You guys are both doing wheels. You can do as many wheels as you'd like to, or you can hug your knees in whenever you feel like you're done. I'm going to leave that up to you. So what I'm saying here actually is that I'm refusing to curtail your backward bending. I want you to do as many backward bends as you would like to do. And I'll deal with that. Even if you want to do 3,000 wheels. This will be a very long class. Dina's thinking about doing 3,000 wheels. That's making her very happy. I see that. Beautiful, Dina. You can do them. I guess what I'm really saying is that in this life that I'm living, if I can at least not like harsh somebody else's mellow, if I can at least not bring somebody down, even that is great. But what the Yoga Sutras say is that you want to delight in the company of the happy. This is very important advice. When you run into happy people, you delight in that. When you run into, well, the Swami Satchidananda's word was wicked people. Disregard those people. That's tough advice to follow, but really good advice. Sometimes I need to remind myself. We're being given these tests. We're being given these opportunities to develop our character. Yeah, if you want to twist, twist. If you want to backward bend a little more, backward bend a little more. If you want to do a dead bug or a happy baby, take your pick. Oh, that's half a dead bug. Take your time. Beautiful sequence there, Dina. Do both sides, take your time. Treat your hips as you need to. Kristen, do whatever you'd like. We're heading now towards, I think of this as free play now, like recess from class. In other words, you get to do any postures that you'd like to. I'll point out what I didn't get to, which I see as a glaring omission, which would be a forward bending pigeon or an ankle to knee or a lotus. So if you agree with me and if you feel like those postures should belong in class, you can do those postures next after these twists. They relate very well. On the other hand, we have an hour and a half to play with, right? We can't do everything. If there's any postures that you want to do, that your body wants to do, you feel like you missed out on doing, you can do those. You can unmute your mic and I'd be happy to confer with you. Help you to devise sequencing. Should be a very flexible thing. Could always be something else. Go Dina. I love doing ankle to knee cold like that. That's great. So we have another, I would say, 7 minutes to do these postures or to move towards shoulder stand anytime that you want to. And when we get to, let's say, 7 minutes before the end of, no, sorry. I've got to get my timing down here. My little timing device. I would say, just so you know, we have 6 minutes towards until Shavasana. Plenty of time. And Kristen, you could even move towards an early Shavasana anytime that you want to. I see Dina is practicing Shavasana right now in ankle to knee, which is a great practice. Doing a very nice job there, Dina. Very interesting visual effects on your screen there, Kristen, up on the ceiling. Kind of looks like something nebulous and celestial is taking place. Just on the screen here, I don't know if it's happening in reality. Your reflection of something. So Dina, good Shavasana you're doing there. It's beautiful. Take your time with it. Kristen, you go to an actual Shavasana if you want to. This class has, wow, 13 minutes left to it. It's a good long time. Again, we have time for any finishing postures that you would like to do. We have time to talk about it. Forward bend if you like, and Paschimottanasana. Take your time with your ankle to knees. That's a nice variation, Kristen. They call that threading the needle at Kripalu. I am closing the book on number 11. Those are good corrections you're making, Dina. You're getting closer and closer to plum, which is simply straight up and down. Which theoretically then becomes effortless. Effortless effort would then be the key. Whatever you're doing, effortless effort. Iyengar said in this yoga practice, when we access effortless effort in postures, in asana, we gain access to the infinite being within. I think it's the 46th sutra of the second pada. It's a beautiful translation. It's a beautiful concept, the way he's put it into words. We gain access to the infinite being within. It's always there. Always has been there. It's been there all along. So at this point, we have just about 10 and a half minutes left. I'm going to leave you on your own. You move into Shavasana whenever you'd like to. I would request that you turn Shavasana into a meditation by placing your attention on your breath, or maybe on some other place that is perceptible, on what you hear, what you feel. Take your time. Move into Shavasana whenever you're ready to. I'm going to mute my own mic so that any sounds that happen here don't disturb you. And I'll wake you up in 10 minutes. Thanks, you guys. This was a fun class so far. Have a really good Shavasana, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Well, okay, this class is moving towards its end. You can, if you wish, sit up. If you want to continue to relax, please do. If you want to continue to meditate, please do. Mm. Oh. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thanks again. I'm gonna